So everybody in real estate, you look at the headlines, you look at the news, market crash is around the corner. Market crash, market crash, market crash. We've heard it for the last year.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Baloney. No, no. I will say there has been since late 2022 a transaction crash. Okay, but that's not what they're talking about.
Yeah.
We call them the crash bros, and they've been predicting this since 2020
Yeah.
that the market is going to crash. Well, we know what happened from 2020 to 2022. It skyrocketed.
Yep.
And then they still call for the crash. And at this point in time, it's still not crash. And they keep going, well, certain things are the same as 2009 and 10. So let's dive into why it's not going to happen. But the first definition, what is a crash? Okay. Is a crash home values coming down? No, that's not a crash. A crash, I would say anything above 6% depreciation. Okay. And that doesn't even sound that much.
No.
Because at the peak, I think we saw in certain areas 20% depreciation in 2010 and 11.
Yep.
Okay. So let's look at the main differences. Number one, mortgage stability.
Yeah.
Okay. 2009, 2010, you could fog a mirror and get a loan.
Yeah.
Okay. You had credit scores in the 500s, no down,
0%.
0% interest. You could get a loan and then take out another 25% on top. So you get a negative AMs. You could pay less than what the mortgage payment was and it just added on to your thing. So that's number one. Very, very risky loans out there.
Yep.
That's been gone. The loans that are having problems potentially right now are what?
FHA
and potentially VA.
VA.
Okay. Those are the ones that if they bought recently, they're in trouble. But remember, that was only like 6% of all loans. Back in the day, these negative AMs were like 50% of the loans. Okay. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two is they didn't have any equity. Okay. So right now we're at the highest equity level in the history of the United States for homeowners.
Yep.
Okay. I think there is 70% of all homeowners have $200,000 or more equity in their homes. That's a lot, right?
Yeah. It's some saying the average is over 300,000 in equity.
Okay. It's $300,000 in equity. So they're saying, but jobs, we're gonna have a job. I think unemployment back then was up to 10%.
Yeah,
we're at 4.3 nationwide.
Yes.
Okay, so that's better as well. But let's just say it did. Okay, well, you have $300,000 in equity. You can sell your house, and it's still not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, you probably, if you do have a loan and you bought before late 2022, you have a 3% interest rate. So you have an affordable payment. Back then, you had a 6-7% mortgage payment, so it wasn't as affordable. So, and then let's talk inventory levels.
Still historically low.
Still historically low. It is creeped up. We're up 17% from this time, from the peak.
Yep.
Okay, 17%. But back then we're at like what, 4.3 months of inventory nationwide.
4.3.
And less here in the Pacific North. We're below 4 in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Back in the crash, we were at 9 and 10 months of inventory.
Yeah. Well, also you got to look at, real estate is hyper local. You look at the West, yes, very low. You look at some places where there was massive amount of new construction, Florida, Texas, they've seen a little bit more of that effect because of how much housing that was built in those areas in that time span.
Yeah, great point. Because you have seen from the peak, remember the peak was anywhere from late 2022 to 2023. That was peak values. In some of those markets, we had a ton of new construction, Florida, Texas. We have seen values go below that 6%.
Yes.
And there's a good chance they keep going. But again, majority of the people that bought, they're still in good loans that they can make the payments.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the big thing too, for a lot of the news articles, a lot of the YouTube videos, everything you see about this crash, is it gets clicks. Because everybody loves hearing, oh, what's the reason why there's going to be a crash?
Sure.
We might just put it as a clickbait on ours too.
Yeah, we could do that.
So I think fear in the market, fear is a way to get people all riled up about certain things, but you have to look at the data.
Yeah. Compared to what?
Compared to what?
Looking at the data, we're now in more of a normal market where it takes a little bit of time to sell a house. You can't just list a house and in 3 days you get 70 offers.
Yeah.
That's not a good market. That is a overinflated market, and I'm glad it's not there.
Yeah.
So, because now we are in, I mean, here in the Pacific Northwest, we've seen depreciation this year, anywhere from 1% to 3% max.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll probably be flat to maybe slightly appreciated in certain markets, but you're 100% right. It's hyper local. Okay. And remember, there's a difference between if you're a homeowner and an investor. There's a big difference there.
Yeah.
And how long you're going to be living in a home.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you got any questions about real estate in the Pacific Northwest, we've got you covered.